Bangwanani Mwalelepo Vukenjani Klekwas Vanave Africa. This is Africa Good Morning, your daily source for the latest news shaping our continent. From major political events and economic developments to cultural highlights and sports action, we've got you covered. Today we zone in on the G20 foreign ministers meeting in South Africa, the passing of African cinema icon Soleimani Cisse, and Namibia's ongoing debate on educational requirements for politicians. We will also take a comprehensive delve into Namibia's latest stories in today's NMH publications, covering everything from current affairs to sports. So stay informed by tuning in every weekday on DSTV 285, GoTV 25, 102.com, and Network Media Hub on YouTube. Now first, in an update regarding the ongoing mourning period for the late founding president of Namibia, Sam Nujoma, the heartfelt words, "We love you, son of the soil," were echoed by people who lined the roads in the Oshana and Omusati regions, paying their respects during a memorial service held in his honor at Etunda village on Thursday, where his body lay in state. Nujoma's remains arrived at Andimba Toivoya Toivo Airport in Ondangwa before being taken to his parents' residence in Etunda. The procession departed Etunda this morning on Friday, traveling through the Ohangwena region. Now, the procession will pass through Okahao, Otsandi, Otapi, and Ongongo, then continue to Oshikuku, Oshakati, and Omungwelume Road. From Omungwelume, the procession will move on to Ongenga, Onuno, and Ondobe, eventually reaching Enana, where the memorial service for the Ohangwena region will be held at the Enana Sports Stadium. Those wishing to pay their last respects to Nujoma are encouraged to stand along the roads as the military vehicle carrying his remains passes through their towns. Stay with Africa Good Morning as we head into the rest of our stories shortly. G20 foreign ministers met in South Africa on Thursday amid escalating geopolitical tensions over the Ukraine war, trade disputes, and the absence of U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who boycotted the meeting over disagreements with the host nation. The summit, hosted under South African President Cyril Ramaphosa's rotating presidency, highlighted growing fractures within the group, exacerbated by Russia's 2022 invasion of Ukraine and further intensified since President Donald Trump took office a month ago, swiftly altering U.S. trade and foreign policy. Now, Ramaphosa emphasized the threats posed by global conflicts and called for debt relief and greater climate responsibility from wealthier nations. Trump's administration has distanced itself from South Africa, cutting aid over ideological disputes, including land reform and Pretoria's genocide case against Israel at the International Court of Justice. Meanwhile, Trump has shifted U.S. policy on Ukraine, blaming President Volodymyr Zelensky for the war sidelining NATO in efforts to end Russia's isolation. With the US absent, China is seizing the opportunity to expand its global influence, particularly in the global south, while advocating for healthy and stable China-EU relations amid growing cracks in the transatlantic alliance. The G20 meeting, concluding today, serves as Africa's first opportunity to push for more equitable global financial and climate policies. Now, Malian filmmaker Souleymane Cisse, a pioneer of African cinema, has died at the age of 84, his daughter announced. Over a career spanning more than 5 decades, Cisse became renowned for his dedication to African storytelling, humanism and political engagement, leaving a lasting impact on global cinema. He won the jury prize at the 1987 Cannes Film Festival for Yelena, named Brightness, a film inspired by the legends of West Africa's Bambara people. And in 2023, Cannes honored him with the Carrosse d'Or for his bold and uncompromising cinematic vision. His award was stolen in 2024, but later recovered. One of only 2 filmmakers to have twice won the grand prize at Burkina Faso's Pan-African Film and Television Festival. Cisse remained deeply involved in African film until his final days. He was scheduled to travel to Ouagadougou on Thursday to preside over the 29th edition of FESPACO's feature film jury, continuing his lifelong mission of championing African cinema. Now we swing into Namibian news. The editor of Namibia Fact Check has called for an academic prerequisite for politicians to hold office, arguing that 35 years after independence, it is unacceptable for leaders to lack basic education in an increasingly complex world. Speaking to Namibian Sun, Frederico Links emphasized that governance requires a solid understanding of technology, budgeting and policy making, which many current leaders struggle with, often relying on technocrats or blaming them for being tricked when decisions backfire. He highlighted instances where local authority councillors prefer conducting meetings in local languages despite agendas being in English, and stressed the need for politicians to have a minimum level of education, possibly a graduate degree, to effectively navigate complex governance challenges. Link's comments align with SWAPO Vice President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah's recent call for capable, committed and visionary leaders ahead of this year's local and regional elections, underscoring the importance of selecting leaders who can deliver on promises and improve lives. Links also noted that with government investments in education and literacy programs, there is no excuse for aspiring politicians not to equip themselves with the necessary knowledge to serve effectively. The Landless People's Movement, initially listed as an opponent in the Independent Patriots for Change's court case challenging alleged election irregularities, has now requested to join IPC as a co-applicant. LPM filed a joinder request in the Windhoek High Court acknowledging irregularities in the 2024 presidential and National Assembly elections, but asserting its intention to challenge them independently. Their application specifically argues that President Nangolo Mbumba and the Electoral Commission of Namibia unlawfully extended the elections. However, SWAPO has opposed LPM's request, claiming it is not distinct from IPC's case and contradicts court procedural rules. Judges Hanley Prinsloo, Orban Sibeya and Essie Sheming Chase heard the matter in a status hearing, and the court will now determine whether LPM's request is legally valid based on its direct interest in the case. Meanwhile, IPC leader Dr. Panduleni Tula remains confident in his party's strength, stating in a recent interview that regardless of the Supreme Court's ruling on the November 2024 election challenge, IPC will continue to thrive as Namibia's heading opposition party. In the last of our top stories, Labour Minister of Namibia, Uthoni Nujoma, son of Namibia's late founding President Sam Nujoma, revealed at his father's memorial service in Windhoek that he and his brothers, the late John Deshipanda and Sakaria Nefungo, received no special treatment and were expected to join PLAN, the People's Liberation Army of Namibia, like all other Namibians. Uthoni recounted their perilous journey into exile in 1974, trekking through Angola to Zambia under the guidance of SWAPO leaders like John Yaoto and David Meroro, with hearts pounding as they crossed into Angola to join the liberation struggle. Sam Nujoma, he said, instilled values of fairness, commitment and solidarity, treating his sons not as privileged but as soldiers, with Utoni undergoing military training, serving as a combat medic and later pursuing education abroad before returning to government service. Former Army General Martin Shali, who selected Utoni for a high-risk mission in 1979, praised him as a good warrior, emphasizing how the Nujoma sons' participation boosted morale among fighters, contrasting it with leaders like Jonas Savimbi, who shielded their children from war. Utoni's story, Shali noted, reflects a legacy of sacrifice and leadership, with the Nujoma family embodying the spirit of Namibia's liberation struggle. Those have been our top stories on Africa Good Morning. We're going to have a look at the weather, and right after the weather, we're going to be delving into some community positive stories stemming from Namibia. Now, just before we get into those promised positive stories from Namibia's community, we're first going to delve into the economic news. Let's get the numbers out of the way. The Bank of Namibia convened a high-profile CEO roundtable on February 17, titled Setting the Scene and Driving Impact for 2025, uniting leaders from banks, non-banking financial institutions, the Namibia Financial Institutions Supervisory Authority, and the Central Bank to address pressing financial sector challenges and outline a roadmap for the year. Key discussions centered on climate risk management, cybersecurity threats, and evolving regulatory priorities, with BON unveiling its 2025 to 2027 strategic plan and reviewing the World Bank's 2025 country partnership framework for Namibia. Governor Johannes Klavachaba underscored the need for collaboration amid global and domestic economic uncertainties, advocating for smart regulation that balances financial stability with growth tailored to Namibia's unique context rather than blindly adopting advanced economies frameworks. Namfisa CEO Kenneth Matomola echoed this sentiment, urging financial institutions to actively shape regulatory approaches and drive economic growth, emphasizing the sector's critical role in fostering a resilient and growth-oriented financial system. Now, 15 youth from Walvis Bay successfully completed offshore safety and industrial training through a partnership between the municipality of Walvis Bay and Operetec Marine and Industrial Training Center. The fully sponsored program, valued at 180,000 Namibian dollars, included 8 specialized courses such as rigging, advanced rigging, confined space training, SCBA training, gas testing, and fire watch. The students received their certificates yesterday. The mayor of Walvis Bay, Trevino Forbes, shares more on this partnership. This video is courtesy of Erongo Talk.
Mr. Absalon pledged at the mayoral gala dinner 2 years ago to give training to students from Walvis Bay, and that's how our office came in. So the relationship started at the gala dinner in 2023. It rolled over to 2024, and now we are at 2025, and we are rolling out this training because back then they were not already fully vested as a training facility, but already they made that commitment to our office. And since then, we've partnered with Omitech, and we are driving this initiative in this project with the youth of Walvis Bay. We have been given the privilege to to take 15 children. It was 5 the previous, the 2023,
yeah.
and then in 2024, 10 children. So altogether, 15 children were then identified. And my office were thinking, how are we going to allocate this, the children to this training facility? Who are we going to choose? And we decided, no, let us not do that. We will allow the teachers from the different high schools to identify children. And we wanted to balance it. So we took children from Narraville, Kuisep town, and we also identified from the Topnar youth children. So they are equally distributed and identified by the principals and by the youth leaders of the Topnar group. So that is how we came about these children. This is the beginning of a wonderful relationship with Omitech. This is just the beginning. And I think that our vision to uplift and to empower the youth of Walvis Bay is that's something that we do have in common, the Office of the Mayor as well as the organization. Developments with oil and gas taking place in our country, and you are bringing the services or the training to our doorstep. You are allowing children that couldn't otherwise afford to get this training to now receive this training. You know how expensive traveling, accommodation, food elsewhere is. So now children can come, they can have this training right at home.
All right, congratulations, and we wish them all the best in their upcoming careers. Let's have a look at the economic indicators before we return with positive news from Namibian society. Capricorn Group has teamed up with Rent a Drum to launch its 4R Sustainability Campaign, a year-long initiative promoting the principles of rethink, reduce, reuse, and recycle to tackle office and household waste. The campaign engages employees in activities that educate on the environmental impact of waste, landfill challenges, and the lifespan of materials, while encouraging small behavioral changes for a healthier planet. Capricorn Group CEO David Nuyoma highlighted that sustainability is both a corporate and personal responsibility, with workplace habits influencing employees' choices at home and inspiring broader community change. As Namibians increasingly embrace a sustainability mindset, the campaign underscores how better waste management decisions can reduce pollution, conserve resources, and create a lasting positive impact for future generations. Now, the PST Bet Windhoek Annual Cultural Festival is set to take place from May 22 to May 25 at Sam Nujoma Stadium. Windhoek will celebrate cultural heritage, artistic innovation, and community under the theme Embracing Our Differences. Co-founded by Sylvester Shapwa, the festival has grown since its 2018 inception into a nationwide movement, offering a platform for cultural expression and economic empowerment. This year's edition introduces interactive workshops led by international artists, featuring hands-on sessions in traditional crafts and contemporary art techniques, while themed gala events will close each day with a blend of fine dining and captivating performances. As Namibia embraces its diverse cultural landscape, WACF 2025 aims to be a defining moment, celebrating tradition while inspiring future generations to engage, learn, and innovate in the arts. Oh, wow. I am excited for that one, without a doubt. Shortly, we're going to get into the sports news, and it's all about the Velveeters.
Welcome to Namibia, where adventure meets tranquility. With Enjoy, you have access to a wide range of accommodations to suit every traveler's taste and budget. Experience the finest dining and hospitality Namibia has to offer. Booking your dream accommodation is just a few clicks away with Enjoy. Join thousands of happy travelers who have trusted Enjoy for their Namibian getaway. Your gateway to unforgettable Namibian adventures. Visit us today at enjoy.my.na.
The Namibian Velviches, featuring a squad with half of the starting 15 yet to earn their first cap, will face South Africa's Boland Cavaliers in a high-stakes rugby clash tomorrow at Hage Geingob Stadium in Windhoek. Although the match will be played behind closed doors, fans can catch the action live on DSTV Channel 285, GoTV 25, or stream it on oneup2.com with live updates also available on the SportRap Facebook page. Velviches captain Danko Berger expressed excitement for the game, anticipating a physical battle, while Boland captain Durlo Marsh recalled their previous 38-17 victory in the Mzansi Challenge and emphasized the importance of the match as preparation for the 2027 World Cup. Boland coach Hafiz Fourie highlighted the game as a learning opportunity for his squad ahead of the SA Cup. Here he is talking to Ari Hochad in South Africa ahead of the clash.
The visiting Boland rugby team will play against the Velviches this coming Saturday in Windhoek. I spoke with the coach of the Boland rugby team, Hafiz Fourie.
Hafiz, it's Boland playing in Namibia. It's always special. It's maybe the first thing is it's good for the coach maybe to get your team out of your environment and travel a little bit, and that's sometimes good.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Yesterday I announced the 25 guys selected to go and play in this game, and could see a few faces dropped and guys that really wanted to be on this tour, so it's special for us, and we will use the time to the best of our ability with the team together. We've got a few training sessions, and the most important thing is the game. And off the field we will bond, we will have some meetings discussing the things that's important for us in the SA Cup and for us as a team, our culture, our standards, and just press the reset button and get going for the SA Cup.
Yes, and it's when you get back in South Africa, it's going to start very fast and competitive with the Cheetahs, but it's an important game against the Velviches for you to make sure that you have a few things in place to be ready for the South African competitions.
Yeah, definitely so. We had a good heat out against the Stormers 15. Obviously they missed 25-30 guys that played in the game against the Bulls the next day, but it was still a quality team that we played against, and I was sort of happy with the performance. There was some really good stuff, things that we worked on in the preseason that we could see on the field, so we would like to just make a step up on that. Every friendly game that we played this fall, sort of the team played better every week, so that first game against UWC, I wasn't too happy. So there was a lot of mistakes. We leaked 4 or 5 tries against the university team, which was not acceptable to us. And I think we've made a big step up since then.
Just on playing against the Velviches, and besides what's happening on the field, obviously, also good opportunity for coaches and management to link and share. That's important as well.
Yeah, it's always nice to get some fresh ideas, see how other guys do things, what challenges they have and how they handle it. So it's always good to link up with these guys, and guys like Chrysander and Jock. It's experienced coaches and top players, so it will be good for us to have a coffee or a beer with them and discuss some of the things that they do and believe in.
Lastly, just it's being played behind closed doors. We know for good reason with the passing of former President Samuel Jorma. Just your thoughts on that from Boland's side?
Yeah, it's, from our side, condolences to him or to his family and to everyone in Namibia. He was a special person. He made a big difference in the history of their country, and we can understand that they want to have a special 2 or 3 weeks for him and his family. And yeah, we would have liked to play in a stadium with spectators, but we played rugby in COVID times before the benches of both sides, and that was it. So rather be on the field and play and get better than do not have a game. So we understand the situation, and we are grateful that we can.
All right, certainly excited to that game. Catch it live on NTV. Match built up at 2:30. Game starts at 3. So you have been watching Africa Good Morning throughout the week, and we've been absolutely grateful going through SADC to make sure you get all the stories and landing in Namibia, because we love to stem from the land of the brave. From me, Ashwin Berry, and the Africa Good Morning team, Sweraja Kanaka.